Hey everyone, and welcome back to Creative Callouts. I'm your host Giggila, and this episode I am joined by OJSpaceMan, who is the lead environmental designer for StarFall, and is also the person who is behind the amazing trailers you get to see in StarFall. OJ, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing, Giggila?
I'm alright, thank you. So, let's jump right into it. StarFall Chapter 2 has been a great success so far, earning over 100k plays within 5 days. That's some sort of record you've got to have now.
Yeah, it's it's generally crazy how much it blew up. It didn't go as far as we wanted it to, in some aspects, but we are really glad of how far it went. So in the first week, but it was a fun experience. At the start of UEFN, like a weekend when UEFN came out, we started working on it just for fun, and here we are now working on season 2.
Yeah, UEFN came out March 23rd, I want to say. Could be wrong. 22nd? One of the two. But so that means it's nearly been 6 months as of recording today. So it is something amazing. And obviously this is chapter 2 of StarFall. Let's jump back in time a bit and go to chapter 1, to Time Shift and Phantom Warfare times. Or even further back. How long have you been working on StarFall for?
Well, I'll start from the beginning. Litton, which he can talk more about the entire thing, maybe whenever you have him on. I started helping during season 2, but it took 6 months. Actually, it took longer to make StarFall season 2 of chapter 1 than StarFall Chapter 2, because I'm not going to talk about it all that much, but we had multiple different versions that we kept doing, and I didn't really jump in until the second to last, when he was trying to finalize a season 2. We touched down on this one map and realized this is what we're gonna do. This is perfect. And then we released StarFall Season 2 Touchdown.
Nice. And I mean, from there, it only got better with Season 3 Time Shift being the first one to actually gain traction. It wasn't a grand attraction to it, but it was enough that it got the attention of multiple people.
Yeah, that Time Shift was a weird roller coaster, because we couldn't because a lot of issues with Creative. We couldn't update the map and stuff, so we had we kind of just had to skip that season a bit. But it was still a great season, definitely.
Yeah, and let's talk about the last season of it, Phantom Warfare, season 4, the end.
I still don't want to talk about it all that much in case someone else wants to talk about it. But we, like Silas said in the last podcast, we spent it was mainly not Tulsa and Litton that were planning it for over a year. It was a past idea, and then it was brought up into this new thing with this complete new storyline and complete new everything about it. It came out perfect, in my opinion. It came out really good.
Yeah, no, the end event was really good, and especially with all the hype it built up to Chapter 2, which is where we are now, with Chapter 2 being an absolutely incredible and revolutionary mini BR map. It is one of the best going right now, despite its low player average count right now. It is one of the most stunning maps I've ever worked on and seen. The mechanics on it are great. The storm, even though unfortunately the mini map doesn't work in UEFN, Epic, please fix that. Atch was able to come up with this incredible system that is so accurate for the storm. I know he got some tips from others and help from others, but still, he was able to implement it and do it so well.
Yeah, and I'm really glad of how Chapter 2 came out. came out just as I was hoping to. I generally love it. Thank you for what you for the support there. But a lot of things about Chapter 2, I feel like it came out with a good start, other than when it came out in those first few minutes when it was broken. But we fixed it.
Yeah.
We fixed the biggest issue that was going to be a bad thing for the map, the rubber banding and lagging. Fixed that in a day. It is crazy. Like, I still can't believe that we did that. All just this.
Yeah, I believe Atch was up till 4 a.m. fixing it.
Yeah,
I think that was about right.
I was staying up with him because we had to do the memory calculations, and I was helping him do out with all the stuff. So it was. I didn't stay up to 4 a.m., but that coffee did help him out. So without me.
Yeah. So let's move on to a little bit away from Starfall. Let's start talking about some of your own maps.
All right.
Let's bring up one of the maps that got your most plays, the Cyber City Callout, the Whirlpool map.
Yeah, that was
that was big.
Yeah, it was probably my biggest creation my biggest standalone creation. Myself, I'm glad it got featured because it really like set me forward for creative, and it was during Chapter 4 Season 2 that the call out came out, and basically I had this map planned. I had this map called Ice Island that I had this map called Ice Island that had a like little mini game called Whirlpool. And one of my friends that played it suggested that I make that little game mode into a full-fledged game, and I took his advice and I started. And I was in love with that thing because it was based off of an old game mode back in like 2020, 2019 that me and my friends would always used to play, and I just wanted to recreate that and make people have as much fun as they can because. It was I remember a lot of fun times in that map.
Yeah, no, it was a good map. It got loads of plays because it was, I think, the most popular call out they've ever done.
Definitely.
And it was such a surprise that they were able to disguise it within the new season.
Yeah, the call out was called the Cyber City Callout before the season got released, and on the season release, the tab got released with it, but it was still a little cheeky way of like without letting people know that what next season was gonna be.
Yeah. Let's move on to another one of your maps that had done pretty well for you. You got 3rd place in the Power Clash competition with your top secret surfing map.
Oh yeah.
How was that?
That was I made that map in probably like 2 or 3 days. I was so surprised that I got in the video, especially since it was a 1.0 map that I made. But I just came up with this idea of a fun little like secret agent surfing map, like where you'd go around and eliminate a bunch of guards on the beach. I just thought it'd be something a little fun to play and a little bit unique, and I mean, it did earn me $1,000, so I think it was pretty worth it in the end.
Yeah, no, it was I think one of your most relaxed maps you've ever released, but it still did really good, and to get that promotion from one of the biggest creative teams, and one of the most known creative teams out there.
Yeah.
And to get that sort of recognition from a guy like Lachlan, he's absolutely incredible creator, and to get him to give you 3rd place on the map, it's great.
Yeah, I remember this the fun time as when I was working on one of my new maps, I think, and you DM'd me on Discord saying that I was in the video, and I was in the video and I won 3rd place, so I just immediately went to the video and was like, oh my god, it's really me and Ash both got second in that competition.
Yeah. You just walked away with the third place. Atch stormed ahead, taking the second place, and then it was Squatting Dog who took first, who did have a really good map. I do have to be honest.
Really good map. It is a really well created.
Yeah. No, every map on the podium was really good.
No, yeah.
I did see some of the other maps who, I'm going to be kind. Let's just say they weren't going to get on podium that easily. But it wasn't the most fleshed out competition ever, but still a power competition, and you've won. But speaking of competition, that's not the only competition you've taken part in. You've been with another top creator, Donald Mustard's brother, Mustard Plays.
Oh yeah, that the build competition that we were in.
How was that?
It was unlike the power competition. I randomly saw a tweet from Mustard Plays that he was wanting people in the competition, and so I commented on it, asking if saying I was free to and that I would love to, and then I got a DM from him, and I got to be in a competition with a bunch of lovely and wonderful creators, including Litton, because I got him helped him get in. So,
and then he won.
He did win. So I didn't, but I remember creating a 2001: A Space Odyssey, a certain little clip from it. The monolith.
Yeah, no, that. To be fair, with the timescale you had, it was not a bad recreation. It's not a movie I'm too familiar with, but seeing the images from Mustard and everything made it a lot easier to just figure out. But it was a good one, and I think Lynn capitalized on. It was around the same time the second Miles Morales movie came out.
Oh yeah,
and he built the Collider, I think it's called.
Yeah.
I could be wrong, but he built that, and I mean, I noticed one error in it, but thankfully, I don't think Mustard saw it as of him giving the results.
Yeah.
But no, Lynn still did a really good job with it. It was very detailed.
Yep. Circle jerk him and him.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. And you guys actually got to use some UEFN props in that one, which is one of his first of those types, I believe.
Yeah, and fun fact with that video, about everybody but two people, including me and the person that built a Harry Potter one, didn't use their props that Mustard. So.
Yeah, I think people are just more usual to 1.0. But moving on to UEFN, there's still that huge controversy that Epic's keeping it to over 18s. How's that?
I mean, it's been fine with me the entire time. I still have my code. I never lost it. With UEFN though, I'm unable to really work inside a UEFN, mainly because I don't have a computer device. I mean, I have a few laptops, but they sadly can't really process UEFN or the editor. But I have a bunch of ideas that I still want to do once I reach that and get a computer. Because I've from StarFall Chapter 2, going back to that, I learned a lot of the basics from just watching Litton and Ash mess around in the editor, do a bunch of stuff. So, I mean, I know the pretty much basics of stuff, but wouldn't call myself, professional at it.
Nah, I'm in the same boat. None of my systems can run UEFN, but it's still great to see someone like Ash at work in UEFN. He's absolutely amazing with it. No matter what he's working on, there's always something to learn from what he's doing. He's just really good.
Yeah, he's really talented with the verse that I've seen that he's been doing. He's getting somewhere.
Mm.
He's gonna go farther than a lot of people. I think he's gonna become a professional verse programmer soon. So.
Mm. And I think those in a couple of years, maybe not, maybe in like a year, those are going to be very sought after people.
Yeah, they're gonna because verse is like a completely new thing nobody's ever seen that once it got released to Creative. But I mean, I've seen a bunch of people learned it. We good friend of mine, Dragon Rage, she helped with Starfall.
Yeah.
With the bounty board verse. He's done really good. I've seen recently with a lot of verse stuff with him about like an AFK device that he's working on, like where you go AFK, then it teleports you, and then like he's very talented also in the verse aspects.
Yeah. You know, Dragon Rage did help with some of StarFall's mechanics, actually. He helped with the bounty board system, and I believe he worked on the Storm?
No, it was just the bounty boards.
Just the bounty boards? Oh, okay, I thought he... Okay. No, but still, it's very impressive. He was able to make that bounty board system, which is still in-game now, and I think that's going to stick around for a while.
Mechanic. Yeah. Around forever, for as long as we have memory.
Yeah, memory. During Starfall, what is your take on all the memory issues right now?
I mean, necessarily we don't have any memory issues. We're standing at a 96,000 with all the stuff that we've recently added and stuff. The main problem with the memory is probably the amount of mechanics, because mechanics cost like 60,000 memory, and then POIs cost a lot. Obviously, the propping, which I've done around 95% of the props on the entire island, they add a lot to the memory, and we have recently decluttered a lot of stuff, which has helped with the memory. But we're on memory right now. Standpoint, we're doing really good. And with the use of UEFN in like world partition, it's a very easy thing to avoid going over the memory limit.
Yeah, I mean, I remember all the memory calculation problems we had when just running Starfall. I was asleep when most of you guys were doing it because I'm just different time zones. But the amount of times, I remember once I got up and you guys were still on. And I'm like, I'm 5 hours ahead of you. And I was able to have a full sleep. And you guys were still online.
Yeah, we pulled a lot of overnighters with Starfall, but it was worth it in the end. With season 2 that we're working on, we're hoping to not pull overnighters as we did, but we I mean, we've progress so far. I'm not going to talk about it a lot but we have a lot of good plans with it, and we just recently finished a good portion of the season, so can't wait for that too, because we're hoping that it'll revive Starfall, because with Starfall Chapter 1, the main reason we think it didn't do as well is because we were unable to update it, because there was a lot of issues at the moment that were setting us back from releasing. Like, we had a huge update that we were going to release in August, actually, and what happened was that when basically right now HLDs are able to be built. Finally, they're fixed, but there was a problem where if you push changes, or change like the world partition size or something, I'm not sure what it is entirely called, it would like the cell size, it would reset the HLODs and delete them. And for Starfall, we need the HLODs, and we're not willing to lose them. But we were working on something huge that didn't need HLODs, but we changed the cell size. One of us changed it because we were testing out something, and we didn't know that it would reset the HLODs. We only knew pushing changes would, and we had to it removed HLODs, and we had to revert changes back to the very start of working on the update. And we still have finished the update, but now, because we started working on season 2, and randomly it checked out everything inside the island, and we were unable to release the update and we just have to include it inside of Season 2's release, which does add a lot more content to Season 2's release. So
yeah,
thankfully
Season 2 is very, I'm going to say it's a very jam-packed start to the season. We had so many mini updates coming out throughout August, September, and even early October planned, and basically they're all just going to happen at once, which is going to be a big change to see just to the island. But I'm still happy with... I would have been even happier if we were able to update it. But
yeah, because that would have saved Season 1 a lot. But
yeah,
the map changes that we have are really gonna affect the storyline of the map, and we can't wait to get started with the storyline. Me and Pulse and Litton have been working on the story a lot, and we are working on 2 huge things that are upcoming to Starfall. And it is going to be a really huge thing for mini battle royales, and just like how story can do how story is an important thing. People may think it's not that much of an important aspect of a map, which it isn't an aspect of the map to be successful, but it is an aspect to be kept in with a mini battle royale map. That should be an important like little thing to keep up with. Like, your map changes should be related with story mainly, if or make sense with the story, kind of like Fortnite, because we try to go for that type of way.
Yeah, no, it is unfortunate that we weren't able to update it, but seeing how the story would have progressed, even like the fun little updates we had to it, because I know I had one very, very small Easter egg added into, I think it would have been the 2nd or 3rd update that would have released.
Yeah.
Where I can't say too much, but basically there are now just random chairs in the desert, and it is a very funny thing. I can't say the reason why, but when you see the new season, there's just going to be a couple random chairs in the desert, which will be explained when that comes out. But it's a very funny little in-joke between us.
We also have a Starfall. We with the funny little jokes thing. It's we're really like we need to do those like little tiny jokes, have like little funny things that people can point out, and just like little silly fun little things which we focus on doing a lot of, which
yeah. You know, basically how like old Fortnite had gravestones for players that died. No, that was great. But no, is there anything else you would like to say? Anything you want to promote? Wrap this up.
Well, I don't really have much to wrap up or talk about right now, but stay ready for Starfall Season 2. Keep watch on my Twitter and my profile. You will see a bunch of upcoming projects by me pretty soon. So I'm very excited to release those, and I'm trying to revamp my creative career to something bigger.
No, that's great. The next episode will be releasing next Wednesday, same time, same place. You know where to get it. All right. Thank you all for watching. See you next time.